pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Dark Seer.
Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Fnatic's turn to ban. Dire team ban. Fnatic's turn to ban.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the BTS Series SEA Cup #1. We are now getting far along here. Today we will see one of our top 2 teams go through to the grand finals. TNC taking on Fnatic here. TNC with a bit of an upset earlier in the tournament versus Mineski, and as the draft here unfolds, let's quickly take a look at the bracket. For those of you who have not been following the event or are just tuning in, it's a very straightforward format here. Single elimination, all best of 3 until the best of 5 grand finals. So with a win here, it will indeed be a top 2 finish secured for either Fnatic or TNC. On the other side of the bracket, we still have Ideal and First Departure to go back in the round of 8, which will happen immediately following this match. Of course, I'm LD. For game #1, folks, unfortunately, my buddy Winter got stuck in traffic, so he won't be joining us for the first game. Should be here for game 2 and onwards the rest of the day, but this one will be a good old-fashioned Larry David solo cast, so hope you all will enjoy. I'm actually gonna very quickly here grab a glass of water because this could be a very explosive match. I want to make sure I'm well hydrated, so just give me a moment here. Thank you for your patience.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
All right, I'm back, folks. So let's talk about the matchup here. Fnatic, I guess it's fair to say they come in as favorites. They just won the ESL qualifier, so they will be representing Southeast Asia at ESL New York in October. Really exciting event. Looking forward to it. And they've looked solid otherwise. I wouldn't say that Fnatic has been dominant, though. This is not a team that's been easily winning all of their games. There was the match versus Mineski where they narrowly basically snatched victory from the jaws of defeat, or you could even argue that Mineski kind of gave it away. But at their best, Fnatic, they feel like the team that may have the most potential from the whole Southeast Asia region. So I think fair to say they come in as favorites here. As for TNC, for those of you who haven't followed the team so closely, they are surprisingly solid. And I think what really separates this team from a lot of the other teams in SEA, and especially from other teams from the Philippines, is they just have excellent team play. Their captain, AU2000, seems to have a really good handle on the squad. So definitely a team that's capable of the upset here. And, well, with that, let's start breaking down the draft a little bit. My Shark was given away, first overall pick by TNC. And now the response from Fnatic was a quick gyro clockwork. Darkseer then snapped up by TNC, so now you've got the vacuum into the fissure combo, as it would later become clear. And along with that, heading into the second ban stage, you see the hard carries getting banned out. We've seen Fnatic running the Medusa here and there for Black, but this time around, looks like it will be the Gyrocopter and Shadow Fiend duo. So still pretty strong late game. They have seemed to favor these drafts that give them that little extra damage output if it goes that 40-50 minute range or so. Meanwhile, TNC will work on their final ban here of the draft. They will have the last overall pick. Already picked up, it looks like at least 2 cores, possibly 3. I believe TNC did run the support Leshrac yesterday, so never really 100% sure which way this team wants to take the hero. I'm gonna double check that just to make sure I'm not feeding you guys lies, but I'm pretty sure that is the case. Versus Mineski. Yeah, they ran it for... Oh, no, that's right. They did run... No, they did run a support Lash. I was right. So Noji played it on support. They have also run it as a core, and he played it as a core in Game 3 of the same series. So they're very versatile on this hero, basically. You don't really know what position the Lesh will go into. And if he is a farmer at this point, he'll be the safe lane farmer. So they have the Templar Assassin to head towards the mid lane. Darkseer will be taking up the off lane. Fnatic last pick. What are they going to want here? Looks like need a support for sure. The Wyvern they grab. So Lina Wyvern support duo, most likely. We've seen the support Gyrocopter experiment here and there. It's had mixed results. I think Ake played it earlier in the ESL Europe qualifier. The hero has some potential, but it just feels like he really benefits from the early farm. And I think more importantly for Gyro, the fast level 6. You get call down, you go aggressive if you're just looking to fight right away.
10 seconds remaining.
TNC now 5th pickup for them.
5 seconds remaining.
It's like the support shaker here, and then the big question mark is this indeed a core of Leshrac for Noji? Does he take it into a support role like he did yesterday? TNC have that flexibility. One thing's for sure. We know who's going mid. It's going to be the Templar Assassin in the mid lane and the Shadow Fiend of Mushi to match up against them. So Raven, I would say, likely to have his hands slightly full, but this matchup nowadays, although it's more even for the Shadow Fiend, if the TA plays well, it seems like TA can at least break even and can always go stack the Ancients as dire rather easily. You've got the Roshan potential coming out here, and TNC will wrap things up with a Naga Siren. Looks like Port Naga. Actually, it might be a core Naga. I'm not sure here, because they have run the support Leshrac, running Naga and Earthshaker together. It's 2 melee supports. Not really the strongest lane control, but you could just look to kind of roam with the Earthshaker and then have a Naga dual lane with the Lesh. So it's still possible. It's a support Naga here. It really could go either way. See what TNC want to do. Draft will wrap up here momentarily. Let's make sure that we actually have our game overlay. We don't screw the pooch off the bat here. Want to make sure you guys can see what's going on. Now you got your eyes on the prize.
10 seconds remain.
Naga for AU 2000. So okay, will indeed be the support Naga for him. He was very impressive on this hero yesterday when he played it versus, or maybe it was 2 days ago when he played it versus Mineski. So definitely a player to keep an eye on. To me, so far, I think he's been the player I've been the most impressed at, just because I think historically in SCA, there's really been, and in general, there's just very few 5-position players where you can really sense their game impact. And of course, the captain has more on his plate than just individual play, but AU 2000 was impressive, both in terms of the team decision-making as well as in terms of his own song timing, especially earlier on in the day. So keep an eye on him. Stock rising player. And meanwhile, elsewhere, going to see Fnatic net making the early TP rotation just to get some wards up. We'll introduce the teams now officially. Nat will be your Lina support. Played a lot of Bounty Hunter yesterday. Very irritating. Always off the map. We even saw the Net Sandking. Black handling the Gyrocopter. Mushi, the Shadow Fiend. Ohio will be your Winter Wyvern, now firmly on the support role. Leaves Chrissy, probably the standout player in terms of individual play as of late on Fnatic. And no longer that mid or safe lane role that we saw when he was back on Rave. Chrissy now appears to be the dedicated offlaner. He'll be on the clockwork. We're on TNC. AU 2000, the Naga. I already talked about him. X Lucky will be the Shaker. S, the Darkseer. Raven, your Templar Assassin. So you've got that really potent Darkseer TA combo where you just throw the Ion Shell on the TA, and you can always just look to run at the enemy team. And that does leave Noji the safe lane Lesh, so he will be playing a farming Lesh this time around. They group up as 4. Have a bit of vision here, and they'll see Raven, Lucky moving down towards the rune. Do they want to contest? They have a gyro, but a little dangerous to walk into the Naga. As well as into this Ion Shell. Fissure fishing from X Lucky. He's going to get a decent one on 2 heroes, but Mushi just running in, trying to grab the bounty run. He's going to be too late for that. S in the chase, but he doesn't actually have an Ion Shell, so can't really do a whole hell of a lot. Now runs forward, a bit of a chaotic back and forth. It's suddenly S's turn to back off, and Black running in. He's been left to his own devices, and his own devices are not good enough. Mushi will collect his easy first blood, and with that, fast bottle likely on the way. Though, he did have to use 200 mana there, so maybe not as fast of a bottle, just because he blew almost everything. He has 1 raise. Unless he ferries a Clarity or something unorthodox, he's going to have to do it with last hits, but for now, no points in Necromaster. Of course, you can't have both at level 1, so he won't get the extra souls here, fortunately, from the kill. I'd say not that bad, all things considered. Raven almost has his bottle already. He was the one to get the bounty run bottom, and because Mushi lost his mana. So even though, obviously, first blood overall, a win for Fnatic on paper, I think in practice, Raven's still going to do pretty well here because of the mana discrepancy and him having the faster bottle timing. Start doing some pulling now, so we're going to see the dual lane. Lina Gyro really have a setup stun here, and that you're going to get caught out now. AU already gone for the early Riptide in that previous skirmish, so just going to look to steal the neutrals here. The net at least sticking around in experience range, though. Contesting this is quite another matter. Dual lane in the mid lane a bit. Oh, they were looking for the fissure block in Ohio, but barely able to scurry past the boundary. X Lucky off in the woods now. He's already done double stack. Looks like he'll try to make a triple. That's where you do see a Radiant Sentry down in the river. They're expecting a Dire Ward here. Did they actually? They might have dewarded one from the looks of things. Let's see. Inventories. Guess they were successful on the deward there. Lucky continuing his stacks. He will grab the bounty rune now and leave Black alone bottom lane. Naga. Level 2. Black has to be careful here. To get caught with too many creeps there, because then they can just fight him, Riptide, double Ion Shell, and probably get the first, well, not the first blood, but the first laning kill from that. I rotate in. Again, just kind of hanging out mid. He's also doing stacking for Mushi here. Only a double stack, though. Not quite as beefy as these dire conglomerates of creeps for now. Are continuing to pressure Raven here, and really want to secure Mushi's farm. And now he's in a good position. He's got his bottle. He's got 500 gold to boot. And, of course, did secure a bounty rune. So, Mushi, now with the first blood, with the basics up, should have a pretty easy time. And Raven, not really getting much help. And also, they did block the Ancient Spawns when they made that early move. So, you can see why Net went for this. It's all about the economy game here. Something you always look at with the TA pick is not just what is the mid matchup, but how much will she be able to abuse the Ancients later on. But answer here is zilch so far. Black and Mushi, the two big breadwinners, but then, and then even if you go down the list here, the Naga and Darks are kind of splitting farm a bit. The constant Riptide Ion Shell spam, both of them burning the creeps down. So having the two top dogs on Fnatic, and it seems to be a recurring theme with this team that they really put a ton of farm priority on Black and Mushi. Historically, these are players known for farming a lot. Even when Mushi played the more tempo controller mids, there were so many games I remember where he was like a Nature's Prophet, and there was one game at TI3, I think it was, when Orange finished third, where he actually had 3 BKBs. This was the old BKB, so you could buy a new one, get the 10-second duration. He had 2 just sitting on the ground. He had bought a third, and I think he had like a 4th in the stash for when the third wore off, because he just had so much freaking gold, and the game had no signs of anytime soon. That why the hell not? Couldn't sell BKB during that patch. Now you could sell it, but you don't refresh the duration. It's been an interesting evolution with the item over the past year, I guess it is. And it's funny because no matter how much BKB gets nerfed, the item's always still good. Like, yeah, sure, maybe it's a little less good right now that there's, like, Lina especially is just so popular and somewhat counters BKB carries, but it still does so much. It might be one of the few items where it's not possible to nerf it to a point where it's not actually a good item. Would take a lot. The TNC are doing some economic damage here, though. They steal the stacks off in the Radiant jungle. They could even go in deeper and look for the other big stack and could really put the hurt onto Fnatic and Mushi, counting on that extra bit of gold. Not sure if they want to go that deep, but see already the Naga with a bottle, level 4. They're having a good time as Ohio worms his way into the trees here. Raven's going to rotate through. The ward down behind the tower. Fnatic have really excelled at these cheeky wards. We saw it from Net the other day. Now we're seeing it again from Ohio. Good job of extra vision, and still Ancient's blocked. You're probably not even going to bother dewarding at this point. Where it's important they're stealing these Fnatic stacks. If they're not stacking their own Ancients, they really need to make sure they don't fall behind by allowing Fnatic to just freely clear theirs. And freely, they will not. Net moving in now, looking for the Lina stun. It does barely connect on S. Looks like he wanted AU at first, but changed targets. Will end up getting the first kill. Call down as well. Just got it. AU gonna almost drop it. This just gets out of the boundary of the call down, but one more auto tag. Black plinks him down. Carrying the double kill. TPing himself home and leave the lane here for a moment as Net will some much needed experience. Elsewhere, Chrissy, just doing Chrissy things. This is a freebie. Walks into the jungle. He figured the Shaker was off stacking. Just such great game sense. I don't think he actually saw the stack, but this is a freshly stacked one. There was a triple there earlier. Taking a karate chop from S, but he'll be okay. Really nice movements around the map by Fnatic. He saw the clever side swipe coming out from Net here. We saw the unusual TP mid go ward the Ancient play here. Then we saw when it's nighttime, Ohio moves into the trees, gets the ward down behind the tower. They've really, I feel like they've really polished their movements. And specifically the supports are finding ways to be sneakier and sneakier. Something if you look at Fnatic at TI5, they just didn't really get that from Johnny and Kachika, but it just seems like Net and Ohio are bringing something a bit special to the table. Is cooling down fairly soon. Chrissy hangs out top for now. Continuing to just farm the enemy woods, and TNC doing quite well in this off lane. They are still farming pretty well in the cores, but the kills for Fnatic and the top two farmers really adding up at this point as they try to make a go, and Chris here has the hook shot. Could probably just hook himself away if he's really worried, but instead he hooks in, and that turns out to be a bit more than he could chew. Bites off too much, and we'll end up dying here. Elsewhere, Fnatic on the split push. Yeah, you can see Noji getting the free farm safely in Leshrac. Though the CS isn't quite nearly what you would want for a free farm here on the safe lane. The clock has done a good job of being disruptive here. So no tower push down just yet. Black will get the last hit bottom lane. Nick's starting to flex their muscles a bit here. This tower just falling should spike up to roughly a 3k gold lead. Experience though very close, and now Raven can finally start farming and stacking Ancients, but you already see Ohio is moving into position. He's going to be a little bastard again and just ward these off nice and quick. Fnatic showing a lot more discipline in terms of their economy. This is really something different from this team compared to previous incarnations of RNG Sports and Titan. Really liking the way they're playing. It feels like they have a much clearer farm distribution as well. People aren't fighting. There's a game plan, and they're sticking to it. He's going to build towards the mech now. He's picked up the Aquila as well as the Buckler. See anything else in the stash? Nope. And on the Courier, the bottle. So little bit of time before he completes it. Stacks just yet. So we're probably still looking at like a 10, 11 minute mech at the earliest here. Depends if he gets the tower for free. Sieging it now as 3 heroes move on to top. Fire Observer Ward here, though, but Fnatic were smoked. This was not scouted out, and they can make a go. They are lacking the Winter's Curse, but a well-placed call down could really punish, and it's going to connect on both the team. Lucky completely caught out. Great placement from Black. And the one hero that could have maybe run away was Noji, but he was trapped in the cogs, so no chance of escape. Fnatic just running roughshod over TNC. This is getting a bit ugly. 6-1 the score. They're getting a lot out of this dual lane in the off lane, but they're they're not shutting down the gyro here. So even though you see a fairly high-leveled, fairly farmed support Naga, the Dark Series doing reasonably well, the overall distribution just isn't as good. Well, they start to fall behind, and they don't really want to contest this tower top right now. TA not in fighting condition at all. There's 1,500 gold here on top of the basics. We'll get the free bottle from Noji. That Radiant Observer Ward again, just giving Fnatic so much confidence around the map. They know where TNC are, and TNC are just basically trying to chase, but this one Mushi probably should see coming. Fissure will connect, and now Noji going in with the slow. TA may need a follow-up trap. They just clip him with the Leshrac stun. Lina stuns there, then a counter initiate. Net doesn't have mana for Laguna. The song AU 2000 might end up allowing Net to get off his arcane boots and turn the fight. Stick comes out from Mushi at the time to think about it. The Lesh stun not going to connect. Oh, an ill-advised song in the end from AU to not accomplish what they were hoping for here. Chrissy, no more hook shot, so he's just trying to walk his way in, but can't make it up the hill, and they do this without the gyrocopter. Black's just off in the top lane. He's got the Quelling Blade as well as the Dominator, going for the more greedy build, and looks like he should be allowed to farm with this as well. I'm gonna keep vision up of Noji. He moves in. That is a concern for TNC. They blow the song. The fight just ends up being a total wash, and now on top of it, Black's gone greedy.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And this is without the gyro coming to the fight. So you got to expect things are only going to get harder from here for TNC. They TPNS. Winter's Curse is available. Just got the mana for it. Ohio is going to immediately cast it. X-Lucky was just in range to start hitting him. Turns with the fissure, though. Mushi trapped under the Dark Seer wall, but it's not a very high level wall. He unloads the Requiem. Now Chrissy hunting X-Lucky. One more auto attack should finish him off. Nope. Gets the job done just with the battery assault, and continues to hunt for more. Chrissy looking to get aggressive. Elsewhere, Gyrocopter of Black is moving in, stills the call down at the ready. Hook shot in 1 second time. He shoots the rocket the wrong way, but Raven may walk right into him. Has vision now, thinking about it. Not really the Tiro that Chrissy's looking for. We're gonna hang on to the cooldown. They again move back to the Dire Ancients. They'll just start farming the stack, so Fnatic just choking the life out of TNC. This is a clinic they're putting on right now. They are just schooling them. Brutal stuff. Fnatic looks a lot more solid than they did in the previous match in the cup, I have to say. I'm not sure if they just, you know, had too much fun partying the night before or what, but this is a much more polished showing this time around. Now the timing window starts coming into play here. You can see Fnatic's game plan. They get the mech up on Mushi, Gyrocopter now up to 2k net worth, so if Black wants to go back into a BKB, he certainly can. Or he can go for that Sanjin Yasha or something that a little bit more a damage build, but either way, regardless of what he goes for, the point is he'll have another item soon. They've got an urn up on net. Like, everybody is combat worthy on Fnatic right now, and they don't really have long cooldowns. The longest cooldown here, I guess the Winter's Curse, maybe? Requiem? Yeah, I mean, their longest cooldown is like 2 minutes, but these are not spells that you absolutely need to take fights. Whereas for TNC, when the Psalm's down, there's just no chances. Chrissy just runs in and solo kills Noji. Mushi, I mean, there for a little bit of assist, but Clock had that kill regardless. Things just going from bad to worse for TNC all around the map. Now the score 8-1. Again, the aggressive wards, giving them vision, blocking off the Ancients. And Fnatic just parked on the Dire side of the map. A wrap around, they have a Winter Wyvern ultimate available, but there's a lot of Dire vision as well. You can see the defensive wards. Ohio will happily deward one of them for free. As DJ, Chrissy, he's caught S under his own tower. Blackout Rise throws out the call down. S in danger. S is down. That really sucks. I just can't get over the vision game here from Fnatic. They just see everything of relevance. Dire wards finally come out and they get a little bit, but it doesn't feel like they can really take advantage of that vision the same way. And starting to wonder, do TNC try to go for a bold play? Maybe even smoke into the Roche pit? Very difficult against Clockwork, but it is feeling like something has to happen here. They need to force an issue. And well, the smoke gang connects. We'll find Chrissy here, and we'll be able to bring him down. Refraction blocking that freshly picked up blade mail damage. Still, what next? Do they get a Roshan out of this? Doesn't look like it. They don't even get out with a 1-for-0 net. Just finding the Earthshaker as he waddles his way up the ramp. Easily be brought down. They're thinking about hunting. They have the curse available. Again, the aggressive ward's really paying off. Mushi, 1-2, just like that. Kaboom. Down he goes. Black has gone Yasha, so he has gone. This is even more concerning for TNC. Black is going for pure offense. And it already feels like Fnatic have more than enough. You can see them just constantly moving as a packs of 2 and 3, split pushing where they can, warding aggressively at all times, and really applying pressure here. Starting to feel like for TNC, they need either a sick combo with a vac into fissure, and maybe less stun follow-up, and even then it might not be enough, or they just have to really rat this out and probably try to sneak a Roche with the TA Deso and maybe wait for the Shaker Blink. Like, those seem to be the key things that could turn this around for TNC. Barring that, they're going to have a very tough time. Game continues. Been going smoothly here. Fnatic trying to reestablish themselves as the team to beat from Southeast Asia with the new roster. So far, I think they've got their one claim to fame. They won the first big qualifier in the region. Be more to come, I'm sure. For this squad, that's only the beginning. Even if Fnatic establish themselves there as the best in SEA, still got to prove themselves against MVP Phoenix, but on a consistent basis. But even if they do, really not good enough. This is a team that quite a few players that finished top 3 at the International really should have been top 2. If you look at that Orange Navi game, you play that game out, like 9 times out of 10, Orange probably wins the series there if there's not the Aegis Deny and then the full tilt mode. KYXY, and not just him, but the whole team kind of tilted there, so barring that, they've got to have bigger ambitions. Once you get close, you get that taste, you want more. Winter's Curse coming out, Raven just destroying! Oh no, just slaughtering his own Leshrac, and the Winter's Curse will persist even through the song. Of course you can't on your teammates. Now the Lina stun onto 2, call down here, devastation hits TNC, and this was before Mushi even got involved in the fight. Now he rushes in with the Haster. He's gonna try to double raise S and will secure the kill, TP out, even that's not allowed. No mercy, Requiem on the Raven, trying desperately just to finish up. Dead, he won't get him! It's 5 dead. They lose 2, but man, they don't even come close to killing the cores. This is not going well for TNC. Be a very quick game 1 at this point. Every engagement. I mean, dear Lord, look at the graph. There's 1 red dot. There's 1 red dot in 20 minutes. Well, 18 minutes. This is just brutal. This is their solitary moment of hope. I mean, there were other kills. I'm not sure why they're not showing up here, but this is apparently the only one that the client considers a worthy kill. It's a best of 3, but this is an elimination match at the same time, so if TNC drop this one, guys, they go into game 2 on match point. They are in the money, so even if they lose this, they'll still walk away. I believe it's $1,000 for 3rd or 4th. And then the prize money ramps up from there, so they'll still feel reasonably good about their accomplishment. It just feels like a very polished performance from Fnatic. It's one thing to be dominating, but it's more the way they're doing it, where they had a clear game plan. They know the TA wants to stag Ancients. Off the bat, Net TPs himself mid at level 1, gets a ward down. Then they start playing the stack game. They don't give the Gyro a whole lot of support, recognizing even if he falls behind, he can catch up later with Ancients. He's also not likely to lose his lane because, well, he's Gyro against 2 melee heroes, almost certainly in that off lane, and then you count on Chrissy to start making plays. As soon as he hits level 6, he gets active. Amushi just had 3 stacks all over the place. Stacks for days. Time for a smoke here. Side of Fnatic. They are going to move, wrapping around towards the bottom lane. Waiting very far back is X-Lucky. And squad. They might have seen him walk down here. Amushi going to pop the BKB. Raven will force it out. Now looks to run away. That little trap he laid. Very cute stuff, but Ohio's trying to get in position. There's the hook shot. They have the Winter's Curse as well. Raven unable to refract. He had already used it, and it was cooling down. Wouldn't have mattered anyway. Even through the fissure. Keep on hunting him. 17-4 the score. Will commit. Get the tower as well. Fnatic just rolling. Absolutely rolling. They've yet to lose the tower. Bottom tower, barely even below half health. I would like to see a gem now at this point. With the advantage they've accrued, just get even more map control. Don't allow TNC to have any wards. Also get rid of those pesky TA traps and give you a way to more reliably deal with the meld as well. So I think a gem would be really good at this point for Fnatic. Plus, they're just not dying here. Mushi looks for the Requiem mid lane. He is going to have it cancel. Now the back comes out, and Mushi gets changed, and he may not actually get out of this one. He will end up going down. Great team fight coming out from TNC. That's without the song being used. TA trap just a bit too late. Noji is hunting, though. He's got a lightning cast available here. Beware the buybacks on Fnatic. With the advantage they've had, they could easily turn this one around. So just one slightly bad fight. All of a sudden, that gold lead going to be dented about, well, a little bit less than 20%, but over a 2k gold swing there. Of course, the experience even more substantial. We'll walk into the Roche pit. Now they have the Deso available. They also hold the song here. Very important to keep in mind that AU2000 did not use it. So he has it available. If should this be a dangerous Roche engagement, and wondering, do Fnatic actually try to move towards that pit? The hook shot available as soon as the clockwork respawns, but it may already be too late. Roche dropping very quickly here as the Deso buff as well as the Meld minus armor going, and they are jumping in, but it's already too slow. Ravens grab the Aegis here. Does get the Roshan kill as well. He's going to run in onto Fnatic. Now the song coming out to try and cover his retreat. They decide it's not worth the TA's life, but AU2000 keeps running back, allowing Black to chase in. He's got a call down, and now they're still going to hook Raven anyway. Not the best positioning there from AU2000. Didn't really cover the path of retreat properly. And as a result, Raven may die once here. Well, he will, and now twice, in fact, even through the Aegis. Gets Laguna. The curse follow-up on Inoji. TNC just not clear about what they want to do. Looked like they wanted to fight. Then they decide to run away. And S getting rocketed up. Slave, and then the Urn Charger. Black can get a range for Rocket Barrage. This will also be the death of the Dark Seer. One more auto attack. Black gets the kill. 3 falling, plus the Aegis. They could have just walked away, but some real miscommunication and just confusion there in the war room. Not sure if someone was making the call to run, others to fight, but they were not on the same page. Naga definitely could have had better positioning. I was talking up AU2000 before this game, but he's not really having the best showing. Tough, because when you're Naga in this type of matchup where you're losing, like, your ultimate is so important. If you blow an ult, the game plan just completely falls apart. Hook way off the mark there. Kind of a shot in the dark, why not? From Chrissy. Start pushing this top tower. Laying into it with Mushi. Even will try to push out the mid lane in the meanwhile, but TNC just they don't have any easy plays at this point. They're up against utter map control here from the Radiant with aggressive wards as well as just D-wards everywhere. They don't have the best split pushers until Tia gets a blink. She's rather vulnerable. Leshrac just very easy food for the clockwork. So they're kind of bottled up. Makes it hard to delay the game, which is definitely what you want to be doing right now. You do not want to be fighting Fnatic this stage. Radiant Courier rotates in, has a completed BKB for Black available. With that, they'll have double BKB cores, and then the question is, do TNC have answers for these? Not the best. They have the song to sleep the rest of the team, the net to hold those heroes in place, but by no means are they full solutions. The physical damage they have is just the TA. Running in 1v5 or even a couple v5 is going to be ever so tricky, but they do get Ohio. Nice catch out here. Throws out the Winter's Curse. They're slowing down AU2000. Nobody really supporting him. Ohio, he stuck around too long. On TNC, they'll get the first Bloodstone charge here for Noji. Slight sign of positivity. Something going their way. Needed that. Will be an early blink now for AU. The song almost cooled down, so maybe we see some plays here. Blink song. Well, part of the issue here is, what does it set up for this game? Blink song, pretty good for setting up a Lesh stun. Decent for setting up the vacuum fissure / maybe an echo, but you got 2 BKB carries. So Mushi as well as Black are just going to be spamming their BKBs, or they're already active. And either way, very unlikely to die from the combo. So then you really have to find the backline supports. Wyvern, chance to sit very far back. Clock is not easy to kill and has a 4-staff blade mill anyway, so you're going to take some punishment if you go on him. Blink Dagger on Naga can definitely be a game changer, but this to me feels like one of those games where it's going to be hard to find the right opening. There's no, like, say, black hole, like, song and then just set up a free, guaranteed disable. Don't really have anything quite along those lines. Their own jungle. Fnatic will go. D-ward here and get rid of a TA trap. Still surprised no gem. I feel like with the advantage they have, that Fnatic should really grab one, but maybe they just don't think they need it. They're confident in their ability to keep the vision advantage going their way. And so, to be fair, so far, they've been successful. I'm not sure if I actually showed this ward, but even managed to put a cute one up in the top lane as there's a hook. Bottom will find S catching him out. Very nicely done by Chrissy here. Guarding Greaves to try and keep S alive. He backs the clockwork out of the cogs. Now surging himself away. There's a good song from AU. S will make it back safely, it seems. Do they look to turn this? They've got a Lash stun. Blade Mail cooling down in 1 second, and the Lash stun won't be there. Quick force away, and that is my point with the song, is they just don't have that reliable way to follow it up. Start a big team fight. Black getting aggressive here. Under the tower has a BKB. May need to pop it. He's been ledge stunned. Now the TA going on to him with the meld and the death. So Black quickly losing almost all his HP. The BKB comes out nice and early here. Something that Fnatic won't be too happy with, as they've got a double damage up on the TA. They want to chase this. They have a Blink net available. Raven going in, bringing Mushi down quite quickly. He's still got a BKB though. Ohio, now the man in front, also has the Winter's Curse. He drops it on S in the middle of the fight, but a great ledge stun. Connects on 3. Mushi trying to turn this with the Requiem. Will delete the darks here. Hunts onto Nochi, and elsewhere a hook shot isolating Raven. That's the key damage dealer to bring down TNC, losing 2 of their most important fighters, and now will be forced back. Has the Blink Echo there, but X-Lucky just too much crap flying around. Couldn't find the opening. Will force a buyback, and Chrissy, no hook right now. Can't go on the Lash, but can start giving the shovel to the barracks. Well, Fissure block Mushi. Remember, his BKB's on cooldown. Now getting back, but then pushed over the Fissure. So a little bit of do-si-do there from both teams as Noji engages Black. Very healthy. And Net just searching for that Yule's opening. If he gets the Yule's, this is almost certainly going to be the death of Noji. So he'll hightail it back to base and allows Fnatic. Look, you get the range Rex here. They may even stick around a bit longer. So the TA is respawning soon. Game will have a brief respite for those of you who are entranced by the non-stop action. We'll take a look at gold items here, catch up on the general lay of the land, which is, long story short, Fnatic are owning. They've got now a nice triple stack of Ancients up. They still have the aggressive wards, and you can see they constantly are scouting TNC's movements. Allows them to just pretty much play as they please around the map. Looks like Mushi, the choice will be the Butterfly next, working towards it. The early Talisman of Evasion for now. The completed Glimmer Cape. Pretty big items across the board here. Everybody getting decent farm, even the Wyvern. Ohio, at least he's got the Value Cloak, he's got the Medallion. But look for the hook shot here from DJ. Gotta be careful, Rocket gets vision of Noji, and they'll let Mushi be the siege engine. Coming around from behind is the Naga. AU's got an opening here. They do not see this particular backstep, and he's going to start off with the song. He finds L5, but do they have the follow-up? Noji can go in with the back wall. The stun not quite timed right. A tough one to pull off, and they won't. X-Lucky as he jumps and he echoes, but it's only under BKB and Mushi, and immediately gets deleted from the fight by Winter's Curse and auto attacks, and that's the insta-GG. TNC know they're done for. This was always going to be a long shot after that laning stage, but they just did not find the crisp, perfect execution required to pull this game back. So, as quickly as Game 1 begins, it ends. Fnatic showing why they are the team to beat right now in Southeast Asia. They will take game number 1. Of course, folks, this is a best of 3. We've got 2 matches coming your way today, so don't go anywhere. I'll be back. I will have Mr. Winter at my side. I forgot to put up a new picture of him, but we'll see if we can dig something up while we wait. But yeah, for now, Fnatic leading 1-0. Stay tuned. We'll be back for game number 2 right after this.